My anger has been simmering on a low heat ever since I finished the show a few days ago, and I have been trying to get over it. But guys, I am pissed. I am infuriated. I was absolutely loving Bridgerton at first. It had everything I needed. The pining, the fake relationship, the little bit of enemies to lovers thrown in, the representation, the string rendition of Taylor Swift's Wildest Dreams playing as they made out in the rain. It had everything. Until I hit that episode. And you know the scene I'm talking about. The one that desperately needed a trigger warning for rape, but the show decided to just gloss over it entirely. I almost stopped watching, but I didn't because I thought the show has been doing a great job so far tackling consent, agency over your own life, and I thought, hey, maybe they're going somewhere with this. Spoilers, they were not going anywhere with this. And maybe I was too naive to think that they were even going to in the first place. The show already has drama between Lady Whistledown announcing all of the scandals in town and all of the young women just dealing with society's expectations on them. We did not need Simon getting raped. We did not need it. And I will say, I have not read the book, but from what I've researched, the scene is arguably worse in the book because she physically takes him while he's drunk because she knows that's when he's vulnerable. And clearly the writers thought that would be inappropriate to show, so they changed it. They made a physical point to change it. But now I'm questioning, did they think they changed it to a point where their relationship is okay? Because it's not. It's still rape. They literally changed a rape scene to another rape scene. He tells her to wait multiple times and looks visibly uncomfortable, and nonverbal cues are still cues. And then, when it's over, he confronts her and his stutter returns. His stutter returns. The thing that usually comes up when he's dealing with his abusive father. It returns.
What did you do?
And the worst part is that she never once apologizes for it. We do not see her acknowledge how wrong this act is. We do not see her learn from this. And yes, sure, Simon probably shouldn't have lied to her. But, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, I really don't think the semantics matter. He says he can't have kids, and he genuinely means it. That vow, jaded and done out of spite as it was important to him. He made that vow personally. It mattered to him, and he was living his life based on it. To the point he would have died to see that vow carried through. He doesn't even lower his arm to shoot. He was going to let Anthony kill him to see that vow through, to give her a chance at what she wants, because he knows they are on different pages of the relationship. He wants a different thing than she wants. He knows that. He is ready to die for that. He is ready to die to end the Hastings line right there for that vow. And you know what? She makes the choice to marry him anyways, knowing full well he says he cannot give her what she wants.
I can never give you children. It is your dream to be a mother, is it not? To have a household full of love and laughter like the one you have known all your life. You deserve nothing less.
It shouldn't really matter whether he's physically capable of it or not. He said he can't give her what she wants. She agreed. This man would have died to get out of the situation, but she agreed to his statement. She agreed to love him unconditionally, even knowing she cannot have kids in the future. And yeah, it conflicts with her dreams of having a family, but she agreed to the choice regardless. She agreed to love him regardless.
You will be a splendid aunt. It thrills me that you are satisfied with our married life as it is. Just the two of us.
I have all that I want just here.
Should he have explained about his vow? Yes, I do think he should have. But he was prepared to be a bachelor for the rest of his life. And upon physically finding out that your partner can have kids, but has been saying that they can't, why is your first instinct to rape the man? Why? Instead of sitting down and being like, okay, I caught you red-handed in this lie. I know what pulling out is now. I know you haven't been honest with me.
You chose this for yourself. You chose to lie to me.
I did not lie. I thought you were prepared. I thought you understood how a child came to be.
You took my future from me.
Why would you not confront him first with your words before you decide to physically take what you want from this man? Even if you feel hurt, you feel betrayed, you feel humiliated, do you not wonder why he has been so adamant that he would rather die than sire an heir? Why wouldn't you ask him? Whether it's a vow, whether he is physically unable to, whether a witch has cursed his entire line, would you not want to know the truth? Would you not want to know why he is so adamant he can't have kids? I don't understand. I don't. And I get that she is angry. I get that Simon has technically been dishonest to her. But when you take it a step further to physically rape the person, that's just really hard to come back from. I get that Daphne is under immense pressure to pop out some heirs from everyone in her life, and even randomly the queen. I get that the weight of society's expectations is heavy. And I get that one of the questions the series poses is, what would you do for family? Like, would you accept a bribe to throw a match so that your children can eat? Would you conceal your pregnancy so that your child can eventually have a future home? Would you leak a close friend's pregnancy scandal just at the mere hope that that man would love you instead? And apparently, would you rape your husband? I also get that Simon's arc desperately needed him to sort of confront the pain of his past and grow from it and heal from the abuse he suffered at the hands of his father. I understand that entirely. But it is a terrible narrative decision to have Daphne not even apologize to Simon after doing what she did. It is a terrible narrative decision to not frame her actions as anything other than deceitful, manipulative, and abusive. She says this:
You do not lie to the one you love. You do not trick the one you love. You do not humiliate the one you love.
But guess what, girl? You did the same damn thing. You did the same damn thing. And you uttered those words, and you did not even realize you did the same thing to him. She shows not an ounce of remorse for that action, an ounce of self-awareness, and she never once makes reparations to help build back the trust that she had a hand in breaking. It is at best hypocritical of Daphne to utter those words without realizing. And even more so, it is an absolute slap in the face to both Simon's character and also any abuse survivors who may be watching it, to genuinely not even receive acknowledgement for the pain that Simon went through from that action. And the moment of Daphne raping him is shown and is being used as an inciting moment to lead him on the path to further character development. Are you fucking kidding me? You do not heal a character's trauma by adding on more trauma. So I wanted to fix the scene so we can actually root for them, because I really want to root for them. I genuinely love Simon, and I was really loving what they were building together for 5.5 episodes. I was really loving it. So here are 3 different ways I think that scene could have gone down without a rape that still work within the themes of the show, keeps the character motivations and goals the same, and allows them the same growth and same development by the end of the series as they had in the original one, but without the rape, because we don't need to see it. We don't need it. The first option, I am technically still including the rape scene, so it is basically a fix-it for what we've already been given. It is not my personal favorite because, like I just said, I don't think we need to see a rape scene. I don't think we do. But here is how I think you can fix Simon's story. So Daphne rapes Simon just the same. It is disgusting. It is abusive. Moving on. Simon stutters. His trust is broken. He feels betrayed. So does she. But instead of focusing purely on Daphne's struggle, the narrative actually makes room for Simon. You do not have the scene of Anthony telling Simon he messed up and he needs to fix it with Daphne. You do not include that scene. And when Daphne makes her speech about how hurt she is and how betrayed she feels, you have Simon reply, "You did the same to me." When she questions that Simon would rather live alone than with her, you have Simon say, "Yes, because I can't trust you. Because you violated my consent. Because you hurt me beyond reason. Because I thought you accepted me as I was. Because I thought you were okay with not having kids. I thought we were on the same page. So yes, while I love you, I cannot be with you." You have Simon pull back from their relationship without being narratively punished for it, without being berated by the other characters for it. Because it isn't just about the pain of his dad at this point. Now it is about the fact that he literally felt accepted by the person that he loves and then felt betrayed. He was literally raped. You need to allow room for those emotions in the narrative. You do not erase them and pretend that all of that pain is from his father, because now there is a moment that added more pain on top of that. Now he is trying to move past 2 different huge abusive moments in his past. So you allow him to open up to Lady Danbury, not Daphne. You have more of an interaction between the 2 of them, and it's not just your pride will consume you. It's more of a, I see that you have been hurting for a long time. You need to let go of the pain that you're in if you want to move your life forward in any meaningful way. You have him come to this realization apart from Daphne. You have him realize that he does not want to be alone apart from Daphne. You do not make it seem like her speech is the reason he had a change of heart that needs to come from within him. Meanwhile, you have Daphne do much the same. She confronts her mother again, takes out her anger on how society has misled all of these young women in being vastly unprepared for marriage life and sex in general. And have her realize after all of the struggles she's been going through about taking control of her life, after all of the struggles that all of the young women are going through trying to take control of their life and get agency over their life, she made a choice to take away his. Have her make that realization, and then have her go to him. Have her apologize to him first before he even says anything. Have her lay their relationship out on the table. How she felt betrayed by him and by society. She doesn't want to lose him, but she does understand how much pain she has put him through. Have her actually show some self-awareness for the act that she took. Have her realize that what she did to him was wrong. What he did to her was wrong, but what she did to him was also wrong, and it was traumatic. Have her realize that his vow was as important to him as having kids was to her. And then have him acknowledge and give a voice to the pain that he's been feeling. Have him apologize for taking advantage of how little society has prepared her for sex. Have him apologize for not offering a clearer picture of what his perspective was. Have him say that he dug deep and he realized he didn't want to be alone. He realizes that he wants a family. He doesn't want to live his life out of spite by not living it purely because his father wanted him to do certain things. Have him even verbally acknowledge that he is ruining his own life and ruining his own chances of happiness because he would be so happy with her, and he realizes that. She apologizes again, she means it. He apologizes, he means it. She says she understands the pain that he has been through, not just from his dad, but from her actions too. She took a part in his pain. And here you can even do a parallel to her speech earlier, showing that she herself has also grown. You don't lie to the one you love, you don't trick the one that you love, you don't humiliate the one that you love. You did all of that to me. Simon can interrupt, and for that I am deeply sorry. But then Daphne can say, I see now that I did the same to you. I tricked you, I humiliated you, I betrayed you. And that was not love. But I do love you. And I don't want you to think I don't love you because I want to be with you. Simon can say I was living my life out of spite, I confess, but I am allowed to be happy. I am allowed to have love in my life. And he can continue with, and I love you, Daphne. But I've spent my entire life thinking I was unfit to be a husband, to be a father. I'm not positive how to start a new life with you, but I want to. And she can go, I will have a new life with you if you still want me. And he'll be like, oh heck yes I do. But like in old-timey speak. And boom, they make a conscious decision to move beyond the pain of their past together, to build their future together, to grow together, to become better people together, to make sense of society together, to build a family together. This way you still tackle the immense pressure that Daphne was under. You still tackle how important family is to this society, but you don't erase Simon's pain, and you don't make the rape the turning point to his decision for growth. That power to grow should not be given to her, to that moment. The decision to move beyond his pain needs to belong to him at this point. And I do think that could work, but personally, I still don't think a rape scene is needed in the show. Even with proper acknowledgement, it is still hard to root for a couple in which one sexually assaults the other. And honestly, I think you could still get the same amount of traumatic drama with this next option, which I am going to call his pullout game is weak, which is exactly what it sounds like. So a month into being together, Daphne misses her period. There's no blood on the sheets, she is confused, and she confronts him. All the anger from the original plot can remain the same. She doesn't understand why he lied to her. She feels tricked, lied to, humiliated, and that's not something you do to someone you love. Simon can even take it a step further, make this confrontation explosive. Maybe he asks her to get an abortion, because he's stressed about continuing the Hastings line. However, Daphne takes this as an absolute affront. He wants her to be without children on purpose, they need their space like they originally do, and everything following still makes sense. Anthony can still tell Simon he messed up, and Daphne's anger is validated and expressed in a way that does not involve a rape. And she's not ready to completely give up on the relationship. She wants to build a life with him. So she does exactly the same thing she does in the original. She seeks out answers. She searches for why he's so closed off. She discovers the letter. She realizes that he is hurting in a way he has never let anyone see before. And she makes the choice to stick with him through it, eventually culminating in the scene at the end, where she tells him he doesn't need to be perfect to be loved. We get practically the exact same emotions, the exact same motivation, the exact same growth from the original plot, but without the relationship ruining rape scene. This does Daphne justice, it does Simon justice, and it does their future family together justice. It works, and it doesn't need a rape scene to establish essentially the same anger, grief, distrust, and eventual reconciliation to do so. The last option to fix this scene is my personal favorite because I am a sucker for effective communication. Simon himself tells the Queen,
With Daphne, Miss Bridgerton, conversation has always been easy.
so you will never convince me that with time, their relationship couldn't have gotten to a point where they both want kids. If you had just given them enough time and enough room in the plot to grow, Simon would have worked through his shit and they would have gotten there. So you have Daphne discover that Simon's been pulling out because he knew she wouldn't know. You have her discover that like normal. But instead of raping him, she confronts him. He doesn't want to open up. He's hesitant. He does not want to verbally quantify just how much anger he has simmering inside him. So Daphne explains her side of things, how she thought he meant he physically cannot have kids. She feels lied to, humiliated. You don't do that to the person you love. She does not understand why they can't just start a family together, and she feels he is taking away her dream on purpose. The argument essentially culminates in the same way as the original one. If we can't work this out, we can't live together for our own sake. Both of them agree, although neither will say how heartbroken they are. They purposefully ignore each other around the castle. And maybe after days of the silent treatment, we get a passionate kiss. And we know that they still care and love for each other immensely. But then they pull away. Maybe Daphne asks, can we try? Can we go all the way together? Can we build this family? And Simon, pained, says no again. Daphne persists until Simon eventually spits out, I made a vow. I made a vow to never have kids. I made a vow to never be the man my father was. I made a vow to end the Hastings line. It will end with me. And Daphne can argue, what the heck about my family line too? I am part of this relationship and I am also building a family. Your line should not take precedence over mine. This is an equal relationship. The two retreat back to their rooms separately, but they are closer this time. Daphne has something to work with now. She finds the letters, she digs for info. She realizes that while she's been carrying the weight of society's expectations, he has been carrying the weight of his father's expectations. It's similar. She understands. But she's still upset that he is putting his spite ahead of her and ahead of the family they could have together. The rest of this scenario plays out exactly the same as the original series, except instead of a rape being the inciting incident, it's just two people on completely different pages of a relationship trying to come together. Anthony can call Simon out for hurting Daphne. Simon can eventually thank Daphne for helping him see that he can have a family. And absolutely none of this is done in a way that traumatizes him further. His character is given the growth that he needs without the pain of being sexually assaulted added on top. And Daphne is able to get her family through effective communication, which only ultimately brings them closer together. Replacing the rape scene with heated arguments still allows everything to come to the surface, and they can work through their shit together, still leaving room for their differing perspectives, but without completely destroying the trust between both of them. Like it's the romance genre. The point of it, most of the time, is to root for the couple to come together, to overcome their struggles, to make the rest of us believe that true love exists somewhere, someday, maybe even for us. But the second one rapes the other, that basically goes out the window. How can you root for that couple knowing full well that one member has been completely violated by the other? I'm personally finding it very hard, which is breaking my heart because I fell in love with Simon and Daphne. I want to root for them. But as it is now, he broke her trust in him, and then she took a sledgehammer to the rest of the trust that was between them. And not once did she make any reparations to build it back up. Not once did she acknowledge how she violated her husband, her best friend. And Simon comes around. He changes everything he once thought he wanted for his life, which, yes, is 100% essential to his character growth and development, but in doing so, it gives Daphne everything she wants and desires without her having to apologize for the pain or even acknowledge that she added trauma to his trauma. The narrative rewards her for essentially raping her husband. And I just wish it was better. I wish it went down a different way. So I guess I just have to pick one of these scene fix-its and headcanon it into oblivion, or at least hope that season 2 brings us a much needed conversation between the two of them. But let me know what you guys think. How are you coping with this? Like, what is your thought process in rooting for them? Because I really, really, really want to root for them. I really do. I really do. That's what makes it worse, is that I still watched it and I still want them both to be happy together. I want them to build that family together. I just wish there was a moment between them where they just acknowledged it. They just acknowledged that it was rape. They did not gloss over it. And I wish this wasn't a rant. I wish I could be singing the show's praises because I really, really loved it. There are parts of it that I absolutely adored. There are characters that I really loved. But I got to that point and I felt like the show ripped my heart out, threw it out the window, a shark ate it. It's gone. I feel heartbroken. I'm heartbroken at how this went down. I'm heartbroken at how Simon was treated. And I am heartbroken that they never acknowledged that that was a rape. They should have acknowledged that that was a rape. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I know this was more of a rant than usual, but I hope you liked it. I hope you liked these fix-its. Sorta, kinda. Maybe I'll write a fanfiction if I ever have time, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time coming up. I still have that Felinda fic on my plate, but anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.